What's up, guys? It's Duke here from sportsgamers.com, and in this Madden 20 tip I want to show you how you can easily defend and lock up escape artist quarterbacks in Madden 20. Now, if you've been playing the game, which I'm sure you guys have, you know how good escape artist quarterbacks are on this year's game. They make it so difficult to defend them because with the blocking assignments, the way most people know to chop block your blitzer on most blitzes, you can chop block your blitzer and roll out. If you're just playing a standard 3-4 man rush, they can double team your end, roll out, throw their crossers, corners, beaters, deep posts, all that. Super tough. We all know how the game is. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can easily defend that. It's very simple. You can do it from many formations, plays, and playbooks, and it's going to lock this up, force them to stay in their pocket. If they do roll out, make them pay. So we're going to take away their strengths. Now, guys, if you could click the subscribe button in the corner of the video to subscribe to our channel, it's greatly appreciated. It helps support us, and also drop us a like. Really do appreciate it. In the meantime, if you want more of the greatest Madden 20 tips for offense or defense, check out sportsgamers.com. We have the best ebooks and tips. All of our stuff is currently on sale since the end of the Madden season, or getting towards the end of the Madden season. With the coronavirus, we want to help you guys out as much as possible. So, in the Jets playbook on defense here, Saints on offense. I want to show some meta stuff. I know that people like the big nickel over G, so I'm going to show you guys how you could do it from the big nickel over G. But again, you could do it from many different formations. It just doesn't have to be the big nickel over G. You could apply this to many formations. I'm going to show you guys how to do it in a second here. Now, I will say that we got the Saints playbook on offense because I want to show it against Dagger, trade wide flex, very common formation. Now, you could use any play from big nickel over G. I'm going to pick cover 3 sky. Another thing I want to mention quickly is just look at my D-line. I subbed in my D-ends at D-tackle, so Bosa and Ingram at D-tackle, and then I put my outside linebackers at D-end. This is to get more speed on the field. If you are playing mud or franchise or just any mode where your defense is geeked, you got goons and speed everywhere, you probably don't need to do this. But if you're playing regs and you just don't have the best personnel, you probably will want to do this, guys, because remember, we could be chasing around potentially 90-something speed quarterbacks with escape, Lamar and Mahomes. So you need as much speed as possible. So, first thing I'm going to show you guys is what generally happens here when, you do what you normally do. You spread out your D-line, you contain, whatever. Should stop it, but we all know this is Madden 20 and it doesn't. The one thing I will say is with the formations you do want to use formations where you can get this wide pass rush angle. You can look, our D-ends are literally lined up outside the offensive tackle by a step or two, and our D-tackles are lined up kind of in the gap between the guard and the tackle. So that's a really wide rush stance. That's almost like a 4-3 wide 9 or a nickel wide 9. So that's what you're looking for. That's why we spread out our D-line. So here, most people are just going to go ahead and spread their D-line, contain, whatever. Maybe throw a spy, maybe not. But, this is what the contains out wide like this. You would think it could stop it. But, again, what does offense do? They block their running back, and then they double team that outermost end because they know if they do that, that guy's going to get stuck in that sandwich animation between the two alignment to where he can't escape. And if he does, it's just not that easy. And it's clearly, you can see an easy rollout. And we all know when you fill these certain routes, like crossers, corners, etc., no matter how good your defenders are, what coverage you call, 9 times out of 10, especially if their receiver has an ability, they're going to catch the ball. So, to stop this, you cannot let these guys get outside the pocket. You got to keep them in the pocket, or if they do get outside the pocket, you got to be able to get to them. So how can we do that? Well, guys, this is something I'm about to show you. I've been doing since Madden 04, 05, when Vic was very dominant. That's when I first started playing competitively, and I just had to find a way to stop him. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and still spread out our D-line, and we're going to crash them out. Why do we crash them out? Well, when we crash them out, they rush at a wider angle outside, so there's more likely to get wider leverage. So then I'm going to look at the offensive formation, and whichever side I think they're going to roll out to, I spy the defensive end on that side of the screen. So, thinking of this offensive formation, you see running backs on the right, we got a trips to the left. So, guys, it's not that hard. It just takes a little thinking, but you got to recognize the offensive formations and what someone's trying to do. Obviously, think about this formation. You see the trips left, you know that what are the routes people like to do? That's what you got to think to your mind. What are the routes people like to do? They like to do crossers. deep digs, deep posts, and they like to have them going away from the trips. So since the trips is on the left, all those routes are going to be going to the right. Maybe even a corner route to the tight end on the right. I don't know. It's pretty obvious based upon that formation. They want to roll out to the right. So I spy the end on the side of the right, the end on the right. And then I contain. So when I contain, now instead of that D end being on the contain, the D tackle's on the contain. Now, if I thought they were going to roll out left, I'd just do it the opposite way. If I thought they were rolling out left, I'd spy the end on the left and not the one on the right. So you just always want to spy the end on the side you think they're rolling out to and then contain. So if we try to do the same thing offensively, which is essentially going to be the same thing I showed you last time, which is the blocking running back and then double teaming the end on this side of the field that we want to roll out to, which is to the right because that's the outermost guy, this is no longer going to work. And, again, I'm just looking at the offensive formation and knowing that because they have the running back on the right and trips left, and when I see a trips formation like this, I know that there's crossers and deep digs and deep posts coming from the trip side to the opposite side, meaning the right. I know that's when they're going to want to roll out to. Guys, you just got to use common sense. You see, like, this formation, you know that that's coming. You see certain formations, you should know what's coming by now. Like, you see tight offset, you know that there's those super hard corner routes, and you know that the one by default is opposite the running back. So you guys know, you just got to recognize offensive formations, the personnel, the blocking, and the routes, and go from there. It's pretty easy to do once you think about it, but you just got to have that mindset to even think about all that. So again, all I'm doing, I spread my D-line out, I crash them out, I spied in on the side I think they're going to roll out to, and I contain. Now you can baseline too if you want, but again, there's the same thing, block running back, double team, the end over there. Let's see what happens. So you guys can see there's a huge difference here. Instead of that D-end getting manhandled so we can just easily roll out, now that D-end is spying. That's important because he's on a spy on the side we're rolling out to. He's probably bound to react much faster. Second thing, now instead of having that end on the contain, it's a D tackle on the contain. That D tackle on the contain I don't even know if he got touched here. Because, again, those O-linemen are confused. We told them to double team that D-end. That D-end's in a spy. He's not even rushing. So they see Bosa, and they're like, well, we should probably try to double team him. But the thing is, we got him contained, and he's going at an outward angle. So they're not even able to get their hands on him. And if they do, they're not going to get their hands on him at an angle to where they can just manhandle him and keep him pinned inside. No, he's going to always get that outside leverage. And that's very important. Because now, as soon as we try to roll out, Bosa's either coming at us from the get or he's disengaging from the lineman because he has the outside or he has the leverage and he's going to get us. Now, this is why I said you need speed. Because think about this. If our spy is slow and we have like a slow D tackle on that contain, even though that D tackle is still going to be on that contain and still, get that nice angle at us, he's just going to be so slow that he's either A, not going to disengage as well if the lineman does get his hands on him, or B, even if he does, he's just going to be too slow to catch us to make the play. So we'll probably just be able to run away from him and throw the ball on the run and throw a dot. That's why you need speed. So speed is definitely important here to maximize this. And at this point, as you guys can see this image, this angle, we're dead. We have nothing to do. So I want to show a few different examples. I want to show something else people tend to do, which is, another thing they'll try. Is they'll try to block the running back, and then inside they want to roll out to, they'll actually do a double team ID the Mike combo. So they'll double team the second outermost guy, and then ID the Mike the first outermost guy. So here that'd be double teaming the D tackle, and then ID the Mike as that end with the running back blocked. That's not going to work either. Check out this. This won't even work. So this time they do get their hands on him, but just as I said, because he's coming at that angle, he's not like caught inside, so he's able to immediately, once he sees us roll out, disengage and get us. Alright, so again, very important here. I want to stress how important it is that you have a fast D lineman here because Bosa is able to hunt us down. Now, at the same time, I'm not telling you need a 99 speed guy here. No, it's just someone reasonable because if you think about how fast Bosa is, he's not slow, but he's not extremely fast either. So, it doesn't need to be something crazy, but at the same time, you can't just have some huge plotting dude there either, But again, trying to roll out, it's just not happening. So, that doesn't even work. Now, something else people will even do is they'll get in the gun bunch, max protect style formation, max protect, and then try to roll out to the tight end side by using the double team ID combo I just showed you on the tight end side. That will not even work against this, and that's what I'm about to show you here. So this is truly how effective this is. You can't even do the double team max protect ID the Mike combo on the side of the tight end. That's how good this is. So I do want to show that, what we're about to. Now again, I do want to stress that even though I'm showing this from big nickel over G, this works for many formations, not just big nickel over G. But you do need to find a formation to where when you spread out the D line, you get that wide rush angle so that they don't, like, is if they're more so in the, like, kind of like lined up to the inside instead of having such a outside wide stance, they might not get that, outside leverage as easily. So let's go back to big nickel over G. Again, the play doesn't matter. You can pick any play in this formation. We're just picking cover 2 sky. Big nickel over G is also nice because it has lots of coverages you can mix up. But again, we're going to do the same setup. We're just baselining, or we're not even baselining, but you could if you want. But we're just spreading the D-line out, crashing them out, spined in on the side we think they're going to roll out to, and contain. So here we're going to max protect, double team, ID. So you would think this would block. This is a common setup people do with verticals to try to roll out. Let's see. It's been a setup for years now, actually, out of verticals. Let's see how this does against it. And once again, you can see, not able to get away. We're not able to roll out. Now, something else people will do, and they don't, to be honest with you, what I'm about to show, people don't really normally use against 4-man or 3-man or just regular D-line rushes. They normally use this against like 7-man max protect beaters, is they max protect, slide away from the running back. So since the running back's on the left, slide right here, and then ID the blitzer on the left. So if someone was doing that against you, you could counter that too. And you would just need to do the same thing. Spread a D-line, crash them out, spy the end. Now, if they're doing this one, you'd want to spy the end if they're trying to roll out running back side, because the blocking scheme I just broke down will always make the running back chop the blitzer over there. So they'd want to roll out this side of the running back if they did this. So if they're going to roll out running back side, you spy the end on the running back side, contain, and they're going to get locked up. Now, another thing is if you don't know what side they want to roll out to and you want to be safe, you could always spy both ends and then contain, so you get a contain spy on both sides as you see here. So let's take a look at this. As you guys can see, you can't do that either because once again, we're confusing the old line. They're thinking that they need to double team or block that outermost guy, whereas he's actually on a spy, and then we have the contain shooting out from the middle. Fast player, not able to do anything about it. Glitches out the line. For sure. Now, ideally, you honestly don't want to do a spy contain combo on both sides because then you're not really getting any real pass rush. And then you have 2 spies. You only want to do it on one side. But I was just showing you guys that if you really were confused and didn't know what side to expect to roll out, you could do that, but that's not ideal. You pretty much just want to go with what you expect them to roll out to and spy that side and then do the contain so you have a pass rush on the other side just like I did here. So I pretty much don't do that where I spy and contain both sides. I just normally go with the side I expect them to roll out to and keep the other side as a rush. Just so I get some sort of pressure if they do stay in the pocket. And like I said, it's normally pretty obvious once you get in the game and you play them and you see their tendencies, and then you combine their tendencies with the formations they're using and just the overall knowledge of, again, you have to get in the mindset that this is what makes myself and other pro players so good is we look at the offensive formation and immediately upon seeing it, we already know what they can do, what blocking schemes they can do and what routes and route combos and schemes they can run, and we already know the adjustments right offhand. So you got to get at that level to really be that good. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tip. I really think it is an effective way to defend escape artist quarterbacks. Like I said, I've actually been using this since like the early to mid 2000s when I first started to play competitively, and we didn't have half of the defensive features we have now. So this is actually a great way to contain multiple quarterbacks year after year. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash that like button, and we will see y'all next time.